3 years later, she returned with twins, but not for revenge. Hey everyone, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because today's story is unbelievable. 3 years ago, at a lavish family charity gala, a single sentence destroyed Leona Blackwell's life. But 3 years later, she returned with twins in her arms, and the truth she carried made the entire Blackwell empire collapse in silence. Chapter 1: The gala that ended everything. The ballroom of the Grand Monarch Hotel glittered like a palace. Crystal chandeliers, velvet drapes, hundreds of guests in designer gowns. The Blackwell Family Charity Gala was the biggest event of the season. Leona stood near the back wall, clutching a glass of water that her shaking fingers could barely hold. Her husband, Rowan Blackwell, chatted with investors across the room, laughing, glowing, completely detached from her discomfort. She felt like she didn't belong. She felt like a ghost among royalty. And then she arrived. Rowan's mother, Miranda Blackwell, a woman whose tongue could slice steel. Her emerald gown shimmered as she stepped onto the stage and tapped the microphone. "Thank you all for supporting the Blackwell Foundation," she said sweetly. "Our family has always valued contribution, legacy, continuity." She smiled at Rowan's sister, who stood beside her 3 children. "And while some women here have blessed our family," Miranda's voice sharpened like a knife, "others have given us nothing at all." The room stiffened. Leona's heart stopped. Miranda lifted her champagne glass toward Leona, the spotlight following her gesture like a command. "It's been 7 years, my dear," she said loudly, clearly, purposefully. 7 years, and not even one child. What a pity. A low wave of whispers moved across the room. Rowan didn't defend her. He didn't say a word. He didn't even look at her. He stood stone still, jaw tight, avoiding her eyes. In that moment, Leona felt something deep inside her collapse like a dying star. Hours later, when the car pulled into their driveway, Rowan walked inside, loosened his tie, and without emotion said, "Mother is right. I'm tired, Leona. I want a real family. Pack your things." The words punched through her chest. "Rowan, please. We can try again. We can. I already tried." His voice was flat. "You have 1 hour." He sulked away. And that was it. The 7 years she gave him, gone with a sentence. Leona packed slowly, numb, feeling like she was floating outside her own body. She didn't take jewelry. She didn't take memories. Only clothes and a small wooden box she kept hidden. The one she hadn't had the courage to open that morning. But outside, under the freezing rain, when she finally opened that box, her knees buckled. Inside was a freshly done test. Positive. She was pregnant. Already 6 weeks. And the man who kicked her out was the father. Chapter 2: The Road to Nowhere. She couldn't go to her parents. They lived on the same estate where Miranda's gossip ruled like a war drum. She couldn't go to Rowan, not after tonight. So she called the only person who had never doubted her, Nova Hart, her childhood best friend, now living in Charleston. "Leona, why are you crying? Are you safe?" "Nova, can I stay with you? For as long as you need. Get on a bus. I'm awake." That night, Leona left the city, left the mansion, left the humiliation, left Rowan, and she promised herself, they will never know about this baby, and this baby will never know them. Chapter 3: A Secret That Multiplied. Charleston was quiet, warm, and forgiving, everything Leona needed. Nova didn't ask questions. She simply placed a blanket over her and whispered, "Sleep, we'll figure the rest out tomorrow." Weeks passed. Leona got a small job at a bakery, working the early morning shift to avoid attention. Flour covered her hair, sugar coated her clothes. But for the first time in years, she felt alive. Then came her first ultrasound. The doctor smiled gently and turned the screen toward her. "Miss Hale, congratulations. Leona's breath caught. There are 2 heartbeats. TW2. She whispered. Yes, you're having twins. She cried in silence, covering her face with both hands. 2 babies. 2 little lives. 2 reasons to never look back. Chapter 4. The Empire Exposed. 2 months later, while unpacking an old box of clothes Nova found in the attic, Leona discovered something strange, a sealed envelope with her name on it. But the handwriting wasn't Rowan's or Miranda's. It was Rowan's grandmother, Eleanor Blackwell, who had passed away years ago. Inside was a letter and a hospital document, a fertility report. Not hers, not Rowan's, Miranda's. Eleanor wrote, "My dear Leona, if you are reading this, it means Miranda has succeeded in breaking you the way she broke so many others. But here is the truth. Rowan's infertility did not come from stress or age. It came from Miranda's interference. She forced a medical treatment on him at 16, dangerous, experimental, illegal, all in the name of controlling the Blackwell bloodline. Rowan was never supposed to father a child. If he ever becomes a father, it will not be by natural means. Miranda will burn the world just to hide this secret." Leona stared at the paper. Every humiliation, every insult, every accusation, it had all been built on a lie. Rowan wasn't rejecting her because she couldn't give him children. He was rejecting her because he believed Miranda without ever knowing the truth. Chapter 5. The Return. 3 years passed. Leona built a new life in Charleston. She opened her own bakery, Twin Flames Pastry Co. Her boys, Aiden and Jax, grew strong and joyful, and she kept her promise. She never returned to the Blackwell family estate, until the day the truth forced her to. Miranda had collapsed from a stroke. Rowan's sister contacted Leona. She remembered her kindness from years ago and begged her to come, just for closure. So Leona went. She walked into the hospital lobby carrying 2 toddlers, 1 on each hip. The Blackwell family froze. Rowan stood first, pale, silent, his eyes locked on the children, mirror images of him. Miranda, weak on the bed, whispered in shock, whose children are those?" Leona placed the envelope, Eleanor's letter, on Miranda's lap. "You tell them," she said softly. "You've lied long enough." Miranda's face drained of color. Rowan opened the letter. His hands shook. His lips trembled. When he finished reading, he looked at Leona like she was the only real thing in the world. "Leona, you had my children. You carried them alone?" "No," she said calmly. "I carried your mother's secret alone." Pinned by guilt, Rowan fell to his knees in front of his sons. But Leona gently pulled them back. "I didn't come here for you, or for redemption. I came to show Miranda the consequences of her sins." Miranda burst into tears. For the first time, the Iron Queen broke, and Leona walked out, not defeated, not afraid, but free. Behind her, Rowan whispered, "Leona, can I at least be part of their lives?" She turned, her voice steady as steel. "When your family learns how to love without conditions, maybe." Then she walked away with her twins. Her pride, her strength, her entire world. Epilogue: The woman who was never useless. A month later, a package arrived at Leona's bakery. Inside was a check, not from Rowan, from Miranda. The note attached said, "For the twins, for forgiveness, for all the years I stole from you." Leona didn't reply. She didn't need to. She had already written her own ending. Thank you so much. Goodbye.